Hello everyone, my name is B-Brad and welcome back to some more Doki Doki Literature for part 2 of Trust. I am excited. I wonder how this is really going to play out. I wonder how Monika is going to bring it all up, or is going to be on the next meeting. We'll see. Another day passes in a flash and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monika should have come up with a plan for today's club task, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading SAYORI's poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be the center of attention? SAYORI is going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. Well, yeah, you're right. You're supposed to be leader, so gotta present. What kind of club president does that? This whole time, I don't think to ask her of her own feelings. So much for the stupid vision. SAYORI enters the classroom with her usual smile, but upon seeing the downcast Monika, her smile quickly fades into expression of concern. Not or concern. Monika? Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monika shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. How do you know? SAYORI responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens. You read my poem, didn't you? I can only imagine. Though the silent SAYORI mutters her realization. Hold on. Whoop. There we go. Comfy your chair. I left my folder here. Monika stares blankly ahead unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, SAYORI nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you are here for me. Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. It's so wavy. I can't read this chat for some reason. Don't look at me like that. This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monika massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox, like blowing up her mind just like this. It's understandable that SAYORI isn't ready to share certain things. Obviously. But as unfair as it is for Monika to pry, it's also painful for Monika to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. So which one do you choose? Do you pry? Or do you ignore? I wonder. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. This is true. Yeah. Monika takes a deep breath. Okay, now we're gonna do this. I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monika pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the Literature Club. It's a place where people can express themselves in the ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right the way into our heart or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want you to be here for when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. SAYORI smiles gently. I'll promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monika returns SAYORI's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes and the mood in the room has lifted, it's more nice. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about recruitment? It's fine. We have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know. There's no way I can say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. It's fine. That's fine. I think I just need like some motivation to write down the stories. Write down my poem. I never knew where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. It's just kind of just write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can't just start writing your feelings and see what kind of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then you make it sound pretty later. Oh, it's not like building a road where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a collage where you find all the things you want to put in and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not how like it's the only way, but it's a really good way for not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get caught up with how it sounds that I forget that what actually important. Monika pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist, you idiot. Oh my. I'm just kidding. Monika scribbles out, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is that you were not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just... Well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monika rewrites, you idiot. She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down that I'm mad at myself for then I did the exact thing anyway. This is really gonna get some take some getting used to. I said take some time to get used to for some reason. I'm not dyslexic, I promise. I believe in you. Thanks, I do too. Me, I mean. But also you, of course. Monika continues to exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quiet, a struggle to write down without overthinking it. Tell me about it. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monika's sheet of paper began to look fairly lively, peppered with all her random thoughts. Phew. Monika looks up and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it. But it's also kind of liberating. Of course, I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you're good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. Yeah, just scribbled down thoughts on a fucking paper. Oh, you're great at writing poems. I had to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing. With you. Sayori beans. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yeah, let's do it! Monika and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply for their recruitment planning, but for their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Ooh, and then in comes... Another day passes. As usual, Monika is the first one in the classroom. With her is a printout of the revised literature club flyers, complete with all the new ideas Monika and Sayori came up with. We gotta have a picture of the flyer, right? If only there was a flyer we give to that one reader girl the other day. It's so much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is that one can use his right to discover themselves. Hopefully Monika and Sayori had thought, and it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monika thinks back to the previous meeting when she performs the writing exercise. I feel the same way when I do my thumbnails too. I always feel like, why do I feel like this is not exactly how I envisioned it? Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be a president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. Molded to Batman. You only adopted the literature club. I was born into it. Molded by it, Sayori. You cannot adopt the literature. But with that, the weight of Monika's shoulders only becomes heavier. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. It was the person on the outside. That's why Monika was so good at it. It accepted entirely within her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real. Like, really get in there. Monika pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of her pen firmly against the paper, but her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monika lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monika's canvas. I'm left-handed, so I definitely know how that feels to smudge everything with your hand. Out of spite for herself, Monika presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monika. Just move your hand, Monika writes. This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain. Ooh, I like that beginning. Ooh, I really like that beginning. Ooh, write more. Write more. I like that. Monika slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. Yo, Sayori, wake up! What are you gonna do, you little makeup? The air conditioner seems louder today. I'm here. Hi. Monika hears Sayori approach her desk and stops for a second, probably reading the piece of paper, then sits down at the adjacent desk. Bad day? As you like muffled this. Holy! It's been a bad day. Me too. Aw, they both had a bad day. You too? The new flyer looks so good. I'm really enjoying the flyer. You've been working so hard. On the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. Sayori takes a sheet of paper from Monika's desk. She writes down something and then stares at it for a while. What did she write? Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayori gazes at Monika with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monika takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Oh! We get to read her paper? Sometimes I want... Oh! Oh! Sayori? This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So if I can do it, then you can too. Oh, it's so good! That's like... Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, that's a lot of trust. That's a lot of trust right there you just put on Monika. You slapped a lot of pressure on that. Oh, she's so sad because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. Then she sobs into her jacket. That's sometimes about me that I've never told anyone before. That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Oh. Even now, my head is like screaming to have me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday. I want to. It feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared. At those words, Monika stands up. We're gonna do this literature club thing. It's gonna be the greatest literature club on the planet. Oh my. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Where Monika's only futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed. Sayori my mind's going too fast. I'm too excited. Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepared herself to continue, Monika waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monika wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be the one of those people, too. I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about the club, it's supposed to mean... I kept feeling like it was right for me to do. It was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself, too. It just makes me feel like I could say it in confidence. And our friendship doesn't have to change. Oh, she's so sad. Give her a hug. It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but already meant so much to me. Oh, this feels so good. Monika feels the tightening sensation in her heart. I feel the tightened sensation in my heart. A feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monika steps forward. But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. Ah, yes. If you like. Oh, everyone needed that hug. Oh, it's so good. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monika's shoulder. Aww. Though her contact, Monika had almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monika realized that of all the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. And then someone did, but you know who else? She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything, I never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breath begins to quiver. As then she deep sobs rolling down her jacket. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start peeking to say the new things she never once dared to say out loud. She finally speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. No, you're not worthless, Sayori! You're amazing! Amazing! I'm worthless and everyone would be better off without me. No! She supposed to sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. Oh, dude. No! You're not an inconvenience. I'm not good at anything. And it just feels like everyone just has to put up with me. And I hate it. I hate it. I'm not actually crying, but just a good point. The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to overwhelming sadness, clutching her throat and chest. Been there, feel that. I don't want to have these thoughts. I just want them to go away. And now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. And then the sob, I can hear it. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monika becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be Sayori's needs right now. So she won't say any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Aww, it's just being your friend. Let's get some ASMR. Just being your friend. Monika offers a few words of comfort, but she knows Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong, and Monika can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do. You have so much value, to me and your other friends too. This club won't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. You come here with the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy. Aww. That's what you brought here. You brought us a vision, and you also brought happiness. And that's your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monika feels her gentle nod. Aww. No more words are needed between them. Aw, this is so beautiful! The two share their embrace for a while longer. Monika lets Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure the things that are the way they usually are. If that makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No. You are. No, you the best. The two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary, since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course it will always be your choice, but if you're ever looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Seriously, yawn and stretches. Alright, it's time to wrap this, meeting up. We did a whole bunch of crying. Let's get out of here. Wow, that made me tired. I know that. Oh my god. When I get super sad and stuff like that, and I'm thinking about, oh man, I get tired too. I get very stressed out and tired. And hungry. I need food. Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monika smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. Huh? The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside it. Yuri? I'm thinking Yuri. It has to be Yuri. The face that seems familiar. Oh no, Natsuki? No! You stop it right there! You leave me on that cliffhanger! I'm pissed. I am pissed. I am angry and appalled and mad and upset. What do you mean? That's the end of it. Oh, dude, I want more. I want more. Well, I think that's it. We have to wait until next time so we can continue on through Doki Doki Literature Club. And until next time, this is B Brad and all you out there, signing off for now.
Subscribe to be Brad, or amazing. Let's play.